And welcome back, everybody, to my YouTube channel. Things are going really well today. Making some chili downstairs. We've got Sunday, the Sunday, the day of rest, the day of contemplation, introspection. Things are looking really nice for me today. I'm really enjoying today a lot, and I wanted to share with you all, some thoughts that have come up. I had a wonderful, really engaging conversation with my brother, which really kind of reinforced certain kinds of insights into really the nature of, I think, relating and healing. Because what we do when we're trying to heal is we're trying to kind of bring two opposing parts together in a way. We're trying to bring the personality into a state of wholeness in many ways. And the strategies that we use are both insight-oriented psychotherapy, but they're also pragmatic and practical. And my desire, my hope, my dream is to integrate it all, to meet the patient truly where they're at and to offer them solutions that I know support this wholeness, this regulation. And the reason why the conversation struck me is I think I was sharing my own kind of conflicts, and in summary, I'm an idealist, right? So, I'm like way up here, way in the clouds, right? And I'm looking at that, and I'm like, wow, look at that. And then I come back here, I'm like, but reality is just not a place for these ideals, and that causes lots of conflicts within me. So, I have certain kinds of beliefs and values, right, that I want to see really integrated into my day-to-day life, right, through what I do, how I behave, how I relate, etc. And I have a sense that you do too, because many of you are idealists according to Jungian typology. And I would encourage you to take quite seriously those categories, those temperamental differences. If you score high in intuition and feeling, high enough, there is a patterning psychically, okay? And I think that patterning is so important, so valuable, so meaningful. And if you're idealistic, that's that pattern. I've also conjectured that this is actually a religious impulse as well. There's a need to make the ethic, right, the ideal, known through actual praxis. So it's not this idea, it's a religious discipline, it's a way of life, it's a way of being in the world that's patterned. So anyway, dealing with my own conflicts as an idealist and kind of sort of having that juxtaposed with my brother's psychic organization and his ability to kind of mirror back, he was emphasizing how important it is to kind of start with emotion with people. But really the goal when we have an affect is to regulate the affect, right, through something like an ideal. But for the ideal to do that, we require behavior. We require patterns of behavior to reinforce, right, the character structure. And my goodness, is this right? Because the data really does suggest that it's the behavioral, it's the short-term behavioral sort of interventions that bring the most bang for the buck when it comes to psychic suffering. Like, for instance, you're not sleeping. Let's get you sleeping. Boom. We're winning. Oh, you're hungry, you're starving, let's some food. Ooh, boom, you're winning. We're making profound differences in people's lives through the simple lifestyle behaviors that support the safety of the body. End of story. But we have needs outside of physiology. We have needs that go beyond just eating and sleeping and having sex, and we're more than animals, right? So this is the social domain. This is the unique human social domain, the cultural and social domain, which I'm so passionate about, because what I know and what I have seen is that when culture is there, people do not become as depressed. When the culture is healthy, people are healthy. When the culture is unhealthy, people are psychologically disturbed. Culture is the key to making a difference in the world. But what is the culture supporting? Is the culture sort of supporting these deep needs that we all have? Is it offering right? Does it have opportunities for this or not? So coming back, to a more pragmatic level, we have to ask ourselves, how do we behave in ways that are in line with our values? Well, we have to work through the passion. We have to work through the emotion. We do have to grab our balls, you could say, or maybe be aware of our heart, right? And very different images there, but allow our heart to bleed. Yes, the bleeding heart, or we have to grab our balls, or we have to sort of like, there's different ways of framing, right, the affect, and the way that we can cultivate behavior to regulate affect. But the key is this, guys: behavior, the patterning of behavior, is how people do that. And they rely largely on institutions and relationships to teach them, to model to them how to engage in that patterning. And I know that's a lot to take in, but wanted to share that idea with you. So with that all being said, how does that relate to me? Well, I think that this speaks to my desire to set the proper frame as a psychotherapist, but more specifically for my own ability to regulate my affect. So I'm not very interested in talking to people who are psychotic or borderline, those more difficult patients, if I can't even manage my emotions, right? And I think I have a sense that many people can't manage their emotions, even adults, right? And we have to have that hard conversation around, like, are you the man or woman you're called to be? And I'm telling you, if you're not managing your emotions, whether it be conscious or not, that you are not who you're meant to be. And I think that's the path, right? We have to take that path to self-regulation. We have to be on that journey in our own unique way. But we need to behave. We need to learn how to act out patterns of behavior, habits that support not just this intellectual idealization, but this embodied sort of movement, this emotion, this movement towards what is good. So if you found that inspirational, let me know with a comment. You can like the video and subscribe if you'd like to see more from me. See you soon. Bye.